holy right center console, Batman! Hello there, my little fireflies. Welcome back to Building the Boys. It is hotter than hell in here. So at the moment, we're going through a heat wave in the UK. And it's not nice. So I'm having to go, proper middle-aged man. Sweat brown mopping at the moment. For those of you that are not from the UK, they're going to go, heat wave, call that a heat wave. Yeah, we do. We are an autumn people. So our houses are designed to keep warmth in. So when it's hot over here, humidity is disgusting, and our houses trap all the heat in, and it's like living in a sauna. We don't have AC, so AC is not a thing. If you're one of our American viewers, why don't you put the AC on? We don't have it. We've got no AC. We have pathetic fans that just rotate the heat and essentially turn our homes into a fan oven. But I'm rambling. So bear with me, because this is bloody hot, but we'll get through it. In this one, we are starting to build the center console. So we are going to use some of the electrics that we've received in earlier issues to build the center console, which is going to go into the cockpit, but I believe we don't actually add it to the cockpit yet, so it's just something more for the box, as is the bizarre world of the Tumbler build. But this will be good. I mean, this is something different. We haven't got to bring any pieces of car up or anything like that. We are literally just working on this piece. In the next one, we will build the other part of it, and it'll all come together and look lovely. But it's something new, it's something different, and we do have to build that center console to go into the cockpit. Now, they say don't put it in. I'm going to anyway, because I want to see what it looks like. So we'll take a look at in 68, we'll take a look where we are with that. At the end of this one, we'll be having a bat chat about the weirdest choice of movies that DC went with next. And I can't figure it out. I just can't. But I believe part of it is influenced by Dark Knight, I think. I mean, tenuously, but I think when they said, let's go dark. I think this is where it came from, because it's the only explanation I've got for this choice. But we'll talk about that at the end. It's a weird one. But without further ado, let's get this one open. Let's get this one built. Okay, let's take a look what comes in 67. This should be a decent sized lump, I would imagine. So we got, 1, 2, 3 envelopes there. Now, I think these two are screws. So we've got DP screws. No, that's just that one is screws. So what is this? Not a clue. So we've got some little elements there. This one is... oh! More little widgets and whatnot. Okay, so we've got more bits there. This is amazing. There's actually a lot of parts for a Tumbler build. Now this piece here should be the console. I don't know if it's one piece or two pieces or multiple pieces. One piece. Decent sized lump. There we go. So I think this is just attaching these bits to this, because there's not many screws, so I can't see this being too involved. But let's have a look at what we're doing. Let's get this built. Okay, it's taking this piece here. We're going to take this one and using the shorter of the two ends. You can see there's a lug on here. So it's not... see that lug? It's only a one-way round. So we're going to put that through there like so. So it will turn, but it won't turn much. And that's what that lug's for. That lug's going to stop it from doing full rotations. So once you get it in, it'll move left and right, but it won't do a full turn. That's how we want it to be. So once we've got that in, we're going to take our center column over here, and this piece is going to fit into there, like so. Now this is, we're fitting a square peg into a square hole. So there we go. So that's how we're now looking there, like that. Excellent stuff. All right, let's move on. We're going to hold this one in place with a single DP screw. So taking one of these DP screws here, and load that up. Hold this in this position, turn this over. Immediately falls out of position, but that's not a problem. I'll get that back. There we go. My glasses are steaming up, that's how hot it is in here. So it's going to be difficult to see. But this is plastic into plastic, so no need for the 3-in-1 here. I am having difficulty seeing. My glasses keep steaming up. That's how hot it is. This is ridiculous. Right. Let's get this one in. Oh, this, not without a fight. That's okay. This one's going to get me. Right, hold on. I got it. I got it. I apologise for the hand of the Baskervilles outside. I don't know what's going on with that. That dog never barks and now it's going mental, so... Summer, man. It's getting to people. Including dogs. Right, so that's that one there. Let's get this screwed in. Yeah, I made that way more difficult than you be, but that's it now. Next, we're moving on to this piece here to make the throttle. So we're going to take this one. This is a push to fit, and this should, I hope, push and fit into here. Now we'll break those pins. Let's make sure it's all lined up nicely. Push that down. There we go. So that, no, that's not. Let's get that nice and tight. There we go. There we go. Just nice and tight together there. And then we're going to do the same thing, taking this one over here. Again, there are pins. Let's lean up. Right, come over, London's back. Yeah, all right, mate. Calm down. That sounds like a little dog, doesn't it? Little dog with a big attitude. Right, so that's that one done. Now, what are we doing with this? We're going to take this red, the push button, they're calling it. And the centre is a tweezers. I don't think so. I think it's way too big to need tweezers for. There we go. That's how that's looking. It's looking nice, this. And so the push button done that. Now this is going to sit over the part we just made. So we're going to bring this over here. So this will... How's this going on? Right. Okay, so this should go that way over. It does. Good. So it's going to fit on there like that. And now we're going to pop this one over there like so. Are we? Yep. Something goes over there. Okay, move this around. Now we move on to gears. So we have this gear here. And this is going to fit over. Where are we going with this? It's going to fit over here. Yeah. So this gear is going to fit over there like so. Good. And then we're going to insert we're going to put a DP screw into this, slide the gear onto the highlight peg, then tighten the DP screw into its seat to secure the part. Yep, we're going to put a DP screw into to hold that one in, so let's get that loaded up. There we go, I've now got the screw in there. Nice and held in. That's all we're doing with that for now. We then have finally the roller. And the roller is just going to sit over there. Like so, that's it. So, that is all you're doing in this stage. That's complete. So we are going to have the other half to lock all this in place in the next one. But for now, that is all we've got to do in this stage. So that's that one done, nice and easy. I mean, you know, there's not a lot to that. The heat in here is making me do stupid things, so I am absolutely melting. But nice and simple. I mean, it's done. It's going to look nice, this. I mean, this will look nice, the center console, when it's done. That's only the first half of it. The next part, we are going to put some of the electrics in there. We are going to sandwich this one closed. I believe that what's happening with this is going to be responsible for stopping the roof. I think when the roof opens, this is going to push down on something and hit a limiter switch and stop it. So I think this is going to be responsible for stopping the roof. I think. Could be wrong, but I think that's what this thing's purpose is. Apart from the aesthetic, obviously. That's all for the build instructions. If you are just stopping around for build instructions, thank you for stopping by. If you're still around for our back chat, well, this is weird, right? I don't know where this one came from. The only I can think of is at this point, this is 2009. So I think with Marvel doing what they're doing, with lesser known characters. Now, I say lesser known, now you all know them, but at the time this is Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. Now, I know who they are, and the comic book readers knew who they were, but the general public might have seen them and heard of them, but not necessarily know much about the characters. Now they're beloved, but at the time, not so much. I'm thinking maybe DC thought we could do that. The other thing I was thinking was they're looking for dark properties. Oh, Batman's dark, therefore dark is the way forward. So they picked this one, and this is bloody weird. But this is the one they chose to do next. I'll never understand this decision, but this is what they chose to make. Jonah Hex. No one reads Jonah Hex, right? As a comic book reader, trust me, I've never met anyone that has told me when I say, what's your five favorite books? No one has said Jonah Hex. Nobody in the what, bloody hell 35 years I've been reading comics. No one's ever said Jonah Hex. I don't own a single Jonah Hex comic, right? Not one. I own something of everything. You can the most obscure comics you can name. I've got copies of it because I've picked them up as odders over the years. Never once have I picked up a Jonah Hex. I don't remember seeing Jonah Hex comics, which is why this is so weird. Because why? I don't understand. The reason why this is so perplexing is because, unlike Marvel, Warner Brothers have all of the DC characters, all of them, so they can make a film of whoever they want. They can make a film or TV show of any DC character that exists. Marvel at the time couldn't do that because at the time, this is before Disney and all that. At the time, Marvel didn't own all of their characters. Stan Lee had gone on a fire sale and basically sold them off to every single production company he could when Marvel nearly went bust in the 90s. So New Line Cinema owned a bunch of characters still. They owned Blade, and I want to say they also had Ghost Rider, Man-Thing. And then over at Fox had the X-Men, it had the Fantastic Four, a bunch of other characters. Sony had Spider-Man. I believe Paramount originally had the Hulk. They were kind of all over the place. So they were limited on what they could make characters with, just the ones they held back. They held back the core Avengers. I think they still own the Avengers, but Paramount had a production. I can't remember, something like that. But everything else was everywhere else. So they're all over the place. They couldn't just make what they wanted. So they had to get creative. Whereas DC could have literally gone, you know what, we could even make Jonah Hex or we could make Wonder Woman. This is what's crazy about this. So Jonah Hex comes out before there's been a Green Lantern movie, a Wonder Woman movie, a Flash movie, a Justice League movie, a Suicide Squad movie. All of the properties that DC had that they could have made a film out of, and they chose Jonah Hex. And it wasn't cheap. This wasn't like it was like, oh, we can do that one cheap. This was expensive. And this was also their second attempt at it. So nearly 10 years earlier to this, in 2000, they produced a 1 hour TV show of Jonah Hex. It never made it into production. But they did all of the kind of casting and whatnot. It was written, they were going to make this 1 hour kind of like pilot for a TV show. And it never saw the light of day. The only thing I can think of is that someone at Warner Brothers just got a really big thing for cowboys. It's all I can think of, because Jonah Hex is a weird character to choose. I mean, he's massively deformed, which is, I mean, it's part of life, but that's a hard sell as a hero. I mean, he has in the comics, has a very scary appearance. And that's a hard sell for kids. Which ultimately, as much as I'm an adult, superhero fan, there are many of us, ultimately, whether we like it or not, or care to admit or not, these things are aimed at kids. That's the audience. So this was just a weird choice. Really odd, but they decided to push ahead with it. So they cast Josh Brolin as Jonah Hex, Megan Fox was cast as the love interest, which again at the time she was very much the it girl at the time. John Malkovich was cast as the villain. They were ready to go, and they made it, and it was tumultuous on set. On the set, it was bad by all accounts. They had the original director dropped out, so they didn't have a director for the movie. So they chose a director who'd only had one other film under his belt. But they saw it as safe hands. They're like, well, this guy knows what he's doing, so it'll be okay. This guy's the one film he directed before he directed this, was this movie. Horton Hears a Who. Now, I'm not knocking on Here's a Who, but and I'm also not knocking animated pictures, but you can direct an animated picture in your underpants, sat on a couch somewhere. You know, you can. It's not like they're not people physically on set. This is make that one do this. That's what it is. So it's I don't know. So they thought he was the guy. This is the guy because he did Horton Hears a Who. He can definitely do a supernatural action movie about a Confederate bounty hunter. Just weird choice. And they said that this was bad, so they were massively over budget because they did so many reshoots because it was clear early doors this wasn't good. So what they're filming, the dailies are looking terrible. Josh Brolin says that at one point they had to reshoot 66 pages of the script in 12 days, which, to give you an idea of things, that's insanity. You should be filming 1, possibly 2 pages a day. That's it, right? 66 in 12 days is nuts. That's insane. That's madness. But they had to get it done. It just, I don't know. So Megan Fox says she hates it. She absolutely hates being in this movie, and that was kind of, we'll go more into that, how the cast felt about it. But yeah, Jonah Hex was, so after The Watchmen, the first sort of DC character that got a movie after The Dark Knight was Jonah Hex. This is remarkable, but it's true. Now you'd be forgiven, like, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. You probably have, but just can't remember it. It's that forgettable. And it's like, wow, they're on this hot streak with The Dark Knight, and they follow it up with Jonah Hex. What the hell? We'll talk all about the release of Jonah Hex in the next one, and it gets weirder. And we'll also be complete the center console. In a world where you can be anything, just be nice. We'll be back very, very soon with issue 68. And remember, Gotham needs us. Take care, and I'll see you soon.